Welcome to HKB. I'm Leon,
I'm Shaz.
and this is the channel where we go to Hong Kong and beyond. As you would have seen from the thumbnail, Shaz and I ventured out to the cinema again, and we went to see Ballerina, didn't we, Shaz?
We did.
And we have thoughts that we thought we'd like to share with you guys. First off, if you've read our letterbox, you would have seen that Shaz gave it 2.5 stars, and I gave it 3 stars. Did we expect more? What do you think, Shaz?
I wasn't sure what to expect. What about you?
I think I might have expected more. I mean, Len Wiseman, who directed this, he did the Underworld films and we very much liked them. But I think that possibly suited him a little bit more as a director.
Yeah.
But that being said, maybe if the story was better, it might have worked. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't work. We had fun. Let's be clear on that. We went to the cinema. We saw an action film set in the John Wick world. You know, the spin-off starring Ana de Armas, as everybody will know. And the action was very, very good. But the plot was generic.
Yeah. The sort of plot that you've seen in other films, and maybe other films did that story better.
I feel so. And to compete today, you not only got to do the action, because everybody's doing the action and everybody's doing it really, really well.
Yeah.
To stand out from the crowd, I feel you've really got to nail the story. And the story in this one is that classic tale, you know, of girl sees parents or parent die, grows up, becomes an assassin, avenges said parent. That age-old story. We thought it could have gone a different direction, didn't we, Shaz?
Yeah. Yeah, there was. Norman Reedus was in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked him in it, but he wasn't in it enough.
Not nearly enough.
And they could have used his character to go in a different direction, which I feel personally I would have enjoyed more.
Yeah, they could have even started at that point. I don't think we needed to have another start off with the child story and flesh it out from there. I think that's a bit long-winded for this type of film. I think you could have had a flashback or two, perhaps, when Ana de Armas saw Norman Reedus' character with his daughter. Then we could have had a flashback, and that could have been a trigger which could have led into
be a different way to go.
different, more engaging, more emotional story than what this gave us.
Agreed.
Yeah. And Norman Reedus, you know, he was, I think, most people's favourite in The Walking Dead. Certainly ours.
Yeah.
Daryl Dixon, awesome. And he looked like he could handle the action. I mean, he looks hard as nails, doesn't he? And he could have given so much more for this film.
I know. I felt like he
So
was
much more.
wasted because he was only in it for a few minutes, really, wasn't he? He wasn't.
He was. And, you know, everybody knows by now Keanu's in this.
Well, I didn't know. I thought maybe he'll just be a cameo, but shows how much I knew before we went to see it.
True. And what did you think? Because I said to you what I thought with Keanu. That I thought he was a little bit slower in this than the John Wick films.
It was quite obvious. And like I said to you, maybe he got asked to do this when he hadn't been training. Because I imagine when he's preparing for a John Wick film, he must go through rigorous training, you know. So maybe if he hasn't been in that mode, he was asked to step in and do a bit in this film. He wasn't quite as prepared as he was for
Or do you
the
think
John Wick films.
maybe he was asked to dial it back a little bit so she could stand out a bit more? I don't know.
But that, to me, is the wrong choice.
Yeah, you should go all out on that thing.
Well,
But I don't think he should have been in it.
I don't. I would have preferred it if John Wick hadn't have been in it, which I know many people will think, what are you saying? We love John Wick. And yes, we do.
But that's the problem.
But I would have preferred to keep it separate. I liked the fact that Ian McShane was in it. And I said to you, didn't I, when we came out of the cinema, I said, I would have liked if he'd been the only link between the John Wick films and this film. That to me was a believable link. But to then bring in the John Wick character, I just thought that was a bit... it didn't need it. I would have preferred if it had been a different assassin, if they needed another assassin, someone we didn't know. rather than bring him then into this.
Yeah, and I think you're just throwing names in there as well for the sake of it now, like Angelica Houston. Anybody could have played that role. It was a bit of a caricature, really.
It was. I didn't mind her in that role. I thought she did all right.
I didn't mind her, but if you're going to pick great actors, give them great acting to do. And she didn't really have that.
No, she didn't.
I don't think. So, shame. Some really good action pieces, though. You noticed that I was probably getting a little bit more from that than you were. I don't want to ruin the big thing at the end, but there's something in it that we haven't seen in another film, isn't there? And it was making me think of the 14 Fist of McCluskey. And that might give it away to some people, but...
yeah, well, you really enjoyed that scene, and I just thought it went on too long.
Too long for you.
Yeah. And
you said it started to border on parody for you, didn't it?
Yeah, I was just like, oh, really? Are you going to keep doing that? Like, yeah, we've seen it already. How long do you need with this?
Hard to please when it comes to action.
But then there was other sections. I can't remember which section it was, but I was watching it and thinking, I want to start laughing.
Yeah.
You know, and it was some of the action. Maybe the girl was running around a bit up through a village or something, and I would just remember thinking,
Okay, but what I am pleased with is that they didn't lean into the obvious sexuality of Ana de Armas, you know, because in other films I thought, oh, they're going to exploit that with her in this, and they didn't. So that was one good thing, you know, because we don't need that. We don't need the fudged shower scene that seems to be obligatory in films these days. They steered away from that, and I do appreciate that they took the care to do that. Anyway, that's enough about us and what we think. What do you guys think? Are we old stick in the muds? Do you think, nah, you two got it wrong, this is an absolute classic of action cinema? Well, maybe we did get it wrong. Maybe you should tell us. I mean, give us your thoughts. Let's see what everybody else's thoughts are. Drop a comment below. If you like this sort of reaction video from a new film, please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and then other people will see it. And, we may consider doing more. We certainly have a little fun having discussion like this.
Yeah.
One of the guys on Instagram, he said he'd like to hear our thoughts. I hope you've seen this. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you know anybody that might like these videos, please get them, share. Sharing's good. Any last thoughts before we sign off, Shaz?
Only that, in spite of what I've said, I didn't hate the film.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it. I'm glad we went to see it.
It's a good time at the cinema. So if you get a chance and you like the John Wick films, perhaps go and see it. And, varying degrees, you may have a different perspective to us. But again, let us know. Okay, that's it for this video, and we'll catch you guys on the next time.
Doing what you do.
Looks like you already have.